Hello, my name is Guillermo and I'm the Instructional Technology Director at the Brooklyn South office. You can also follow me on Twitter at Guillermo EdTech for the latest videos that our office is working on. As part of our series on classroom management, I'll be showing you how you can create a meeting, which we may refer to as a virtual classroom, and how you can take more control over this virtual classroom. In order for you to create your meeting or virtual classroom, you would need to have Microsoft Teams open. Once Microsoft Teams is open, you would want to click the calendar icon here on the left. Once your calendar is brought up, you would want to create the new meeting by clicking New Meeting here on the top right. In order for you to create the meeting, you're going to have to populate the following fields. So for the first one, we have title. Let's give this Classroom 203 Daily Check-in. Now, you have two options to add the attendees. The first option is for you to individually add the students. The second option is for you to add the channel. So if you already have your students in a Microsoft Teams, you can add them all by selecting the channel. One thing to note is if you do add the channel, the students will not receive an email notification that the meeting has been scheduled. The student will have to go into the Microsoft Teams channel to see that a meeting has been created. So we would recommend, while your students are still getting used to Microsoft Teams, to add them individually as an attendee so they can receive an email notification. For this example, I'm going to add my colleague Jorge. You would want to select the date and the time and a description. Once you click send, Jorge will receive a notification that the meeting has been scheduled. Once the meeting has been created, you would have to click into it to have your additional options. One thing I do want to note is that sometimes when you create the meeting, it may take a few minutes before the meeting becomes a link. So for example, the meeting that I created a few minutes ago, it's right here. So I'm able to click into it. Once I'm in the meeting, I am presented with additional information. If you go down below, you'll have a link that you can share with other folks to attend the meeting. In addition, you have a dial-in number here for individuals that may not have access to a computer at that given time. Now, in order to have better control of this meeting or virtual classroom, you want to click here on Meeting Options. When you click Meeting Options, it's going to open up the web browser, and it may require you to input your DOE credentials. My account was already signed in, so it automatically brought me to different meeting options. There are two things I want to highlight here. The first one is who can bypass the lobby. The lobby was created to prevent any random individual from just joining the meeting. The meeting organizer would have to admit the person into the meeting. So for this example, we want the highest level of security. We would want to limit this meeting invite to only people within our organization, the New York City Department of Education. Who can present? So by default, Microsoft Teams allows anyone who is in the meeting to share their screen. The default option is everyone. The best practice for the classroom would be for only you to have the ability to present. Later on, we'll show you how you can make other individuals in that meeting a presenter. So for this example, let's just choose only me. Once you've selected these options, just hit save. Now that the configurations have changed, let's go back to Microsoft Teams and start the meeting. So we're going to go to the meeting, the Classroom 203 that we set up, and we applied these configuration settings for. And I'm going to click Join to start the meeting. I've already invited Jorge, so he will be joining us shortly. The meeting has now started, and I'm going to wait for Jorge to join us.
Hey, Guy.
Hey, Jorge. Okay.
I'm an attendee. It says I can chat and share audio and video, but not present or facilitate.
Great. That was one of the configuration settings that we set, where me as the meeting organizer will be the only person able to present. So this is a great option for teachers with a large classroom, where they will be by default the only presenter. And the teacher will have the option and flexibility to assign other presenters, and we'll showcase that to you in just a second. So here on the right side, you can see that I am the presenter and Jorge is the attendee. Below here are other individuals that we've invited, but they won't be attending. So if I click here to the right, the three dots under Jorge's name, you'll see some of the functionality, which Jorge got into detail in a previous video, linked below. But essentially, I can mute the participant, I can pin them, which means that they will be displayed and stuck on my screen. I can remove the participant, or I can make them the presenter. Because this meeting was set up where I will be the only presenter by default, I can pass forward that role to Jorge or anyone else that's in the meeting. So Jorge, I'm going to make you the presenter, okay?
Okay. All right, it told me I'm the presenter, and I can now share my screen if I want. So I can select, I don't know, I can share my desktop right now.
So yeah, I can see your screen. And then what I could do is make Jorge an attendee again. Once I make him an attendee, he's going to lose the privilege and the right to present his screen.
Yep, I got the notification.
The other thing we want to know is if you were to apply the meeting settings and a student were to join before you actually made those changes, the student will be a presenter. But a way to override that would be for you to then present your desktop by clicking here, share. Once you present your desktop, it'll apply all of the configuration settings that you created prior to the meeting. So again, if a student were to join prior to you applying those changes, the way for you to apply those configuration settings is by you sharing your screen.
Okay.
Another feature that you can see here is remove participant. So if you have a student that is just not cooperating or being disruptive, you can remove the participant by clicking the three dots and hitting remove participant. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any other questions about Microsoft Teams or remote learning, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.